That's it. Land of the free.
Yo. So
home
we
of
got,
the
so
brave.
we got
Coronavirus.
So listen. We got B in here. We got M in here.
Man.
We got Bozzy in here. So
I need a hat, man.
Y'all
niggas assaulted my head.
We about to get a little podcast.
I need a hat
going.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo,
Bozzy,
look
stop
what
talking so the guy can do the intro, man.
Yeah.
We're live. Let me get my hat on.
We're live. We're live with a Soccer Family podcast. You know, today I'm gonna do the hosting, but I kind of want it to be an open forum, so I want you guys to be able to ask questions as well. You know what I'm saying? We got B in here, we got M in here.
Sir.
What up?
I see you, B. The Arsenal thing, all Arsenal jerseys blazing. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
We got Bozzy in here. What's going on, Bozzy?
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Right. Make sure you, man, got your hand sanitizer on deck. You feel me?
I'm in isolation, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we all we couldn't get together, but we got together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about.
I can't believe you gave me 1 juggle and a half though. More power to
you. Yeah. Everybody, we've been in the house doing the Messi challenge. I'm still waiting on B. I'm still waiting on M. You know.
Hey yo,
toilet paper out.
Hey, you see how Figo's toilet paper challenge? The guy, he still has it inside of the wrapper. Like he didn't even pull it out.
I guess
that's how you know I'm cheap. That's how you know I'm frugal. I can't waste the toilet paper.
Yeah, but the guy is trying to make the toilet paper softer so he could get it.
Hey yo, on the real though, that joint is hard. It's not easy.
It's not easy. You gotta take a couple takes.
It's not easy juggling that thing.
Hey,
though.
Ryan, we should put your juggling on the Instagram, man.
That's what I'm saying, Ryan, you're a real dude though, because you know you got 1.5. That's the real thing.
Yeah, I know. I could have faked that 10, but I don't.
I know. That's
drinking.
what I'm saying. Ian took like 5 takes. I know Ian took 5 takes.
How do you know?
Them Bama's taking takes. Now home took takes.
I know. I'm juggling is not my strength. Tackling is my strength. So I'm just gonna stay in my lane.
You ain't getting up at the first time and doing. You're not doing 15 on the first time.
Tackling is my strength.
It's not happening. But it's all good though. More power to everybody.
Yeah, fellas, I'm ready to get into it, man. I'm ready to get into it. So right now, we got the coronavirus going. It's impacted all of us. And this is for everybody. I'm gonna start with M though, but this is for everybody. And what's your take on the coronavirus and the effect it's had on you and on football?
Okay, so that's a loaded question. All right, so for me, I've been trying to stay away from everybody. Social distancing, self-quarantine, like all of that stuff, and it was okay. I'm a developer, so I'm a little bit, developers for the most part are introverted, so it was okay for me at first working from home. I have my computer set, like I have my setup already, it was already set up before the coronavirus hit, but I think that for me, now it's starting to get to the point where I've been locked up in the house for a couple of weeks. It's time for me to go do something. But as it relates to football, it sucks, man. Like I don't know what people that don't watch ball. I don't know what they do on the weekends. Like, how do you guys wake up in the mornings and not sit down and watch like a whole bunch of soccer? So for me, that's been a problem. It's been a tough challenge. You know what I mean? But through it all, hopefully we can all get through this like we always do with the bird flu, with MERS, with SARS, with everything else that has come around. We're gonna get through it. At the end of the season,
I think I got the bird flu. That's a song. That's a song from a Baltimore rapper. I think I got the bird flu.
That's what happens. Ryan,
no, it's not the time, man.
When you drink 2 Trulies, that's what happens when you drink 2 Trulies.
I already know. Truly, in it.
But in terms of football, like I think that everything is probably going to end up getting canceled. Liverpool, they've been waiting 30 years to win the league, and now I feel like the best thing for FIFA and just the football body in general, just cancel it and hit the restart button. Because what are you going to do now? Are you going to declare Liverpool the champions and then
cancel it?
Okay, so cancel it. I'm just saying it depends on how fast England is going to be able to get over it.
We're B. So I feel you on the cancel it thing, but at the end of the day, they canceled the Euros 2020s, so they could potentially take the season into the summer since all international football has pretty much been canceled.
And that would be dependent on how fast we recover. Let's say it's safe for us to go outside in August. If it's safe for us to go outside in August, what are you gonna do? Cancel the 2021 season? You know what I mean? Like,
go ahead, B. Baz, you got next. Go ahead, B.
I think they cannot cancel the season under no circumstance, because if you cancel the season, it's going to be there are so much legal issues that's going to come into it that no. I think the real problem is the 20. I think next season would be a big problem.
B, right? I don't want to see your neck. I'm just looking at your neck, B. All I see is it.
I think they cannot cancel the season this season, right? I think it doesn't matter what happened, even if the coronavirus basically ended or it's safe for them to start playing in July. All they need to do is let us start from where they left off and finish the season from then, right? They can delay next season, but you cannot cancel this season. If you cancel the season, Liverpool can sue you. How are you going to determine who won this season? How are you going to determine who got relegated this season? How are you going to determine who got into the top
B's
four?
funny as shit.
How am I funny?
Right. So you're saying
no,
that
you're right. You're absolutely
on.
right. I'm laughing because you're funny. You're absolutely right.
So how are you gonna
go ahead, Bazzi? Go ahead. Yeah. And let Bazzi go. Let Bazzi go. Let Bazzi go.
Go, Bazzi.
Well, basically, it sucks, but in a way, I guess we just gotta do what we gotta do. Get on YouTube, watch a lot of old videos. It all depends on the individual. Like, I've had a lot of time to watch a lot of old games. I've been really, really blessed with YouTube because, man, you can find whole matches, like full matches in HD from back in the day. You know what I mean? Right. And watch it. So, like, surprisingly, that's kind of helped me a little bit.
Tell me a good match. Tell me a good match that you've watched since you've been at home.
Oh man,
coronavirus.
I watched today. I watched Holland against Brazil, 1994 World Cup. That game was heavy. Was 3-2. Yeah, and like I said, what's crazy is the fact that a 94 game will be in such good quality. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's, I really
too. On YouTube.
Yeah.
And now with smart TVs, man, boys. Like
you can just stream it. That's what I did. Yeah, I just
even look at us right now. You look at us right now. We're the three of us. We're all at home, different locations, and we're connected.
So fellas, if y'all got some time, like whenever any game that might come to your head from back in the day, that you're like, oh man, that was a heavy game. Even some of those Champions League games, you can just type it in. And you can get a link.
You know what's funny, Bazzi? I watched on YouTube today. I watched not the whole game. I watched the Arsenal Man U game, and Arsenal won 3-0 with Nicolas Anelka and Dennis Bergkamp playing.
Oh
right?
Man!
But that was like 25 minutes of that game, right?
Okay.
And then right after that, I watched the other year. That's when Arsenal lost 2-1 to Manchester United when Roy Keane scored both goals. That's when they had the fight in the tunnel. So that's Thierry Henry's first year, and I watched the year before with Nicolas Anelka. So I get to watch both of those games today. You know what I mean? But so I watch games on YouTube too. But you know what I mean?
It's not the same, right?
It's not the same. It's not exactly the same.
I feel you.
That's
why I say we gotta improvise. We just gotta work with what we got. It's better than not having anything.
It's a little bit different because the when you know the result, you know what I mean? Like when you know the outcome of the game, like you're kind of looking at, oh yeah, let me watch this part where Wayne Rooney did the overhead kick. Let me watch this part where Drogba, what was it? It was Galatasaray when Drogba used to play for. This is how I know. Like my football knowledge is now starting to grow because I had no idea that Drogba played for Galatasaray until I watched the thing where he beat Real Madrid. It was a 3-2 win over Real Madrid. I was like, what? What the hell is that? So Turkey, it gives you, even though we're going through tough times, like it gives us the opportunity to still enjoy, like we're enjoying the game because of the replays, but at the same time, that thrill that you get of being in the stadium, that thrill that you get of, you know what I mean, like talking trash before the game starts. Like we all know that.
Word.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
It's a little bit different.
It's the beauty
But-
of the unknown. That's
Yeah.
about what it is. The beauty of
Well,
the unknown. We don't
I
know what
feel-
the result is.
And then I just saw that
Let me-
the Premier League they said that they're gonna extend the season until out to April 30th or something like that. So
Yes.
I feel like at a certain point, be back to your point of they can't cancel the season. If they don't cancel the season, and like we said, like England was one of the last countries to actually get a lockdown. So their recovery process is gonna be longer than everybody else. So if they're gonna be starting the season in August, now you're saying that people that are in the upcoming season, the 21-22 season, is that what it is? The 2021 season, those guys are now, what are they gonna do then? Is it just gonna be a delay? Are they gonna pack their games in?
Yeah, but okay. That's why I was saying this season, I think they cannot cancel this season. Right?
It's happened before though.
Wait.
There were
Yeah,
scenarios
wait.
where seasons have been canceled. World War.
Unless, yeah, but it's not that situation, right?
Yo,
I'm
B.
just saying, unless, yeah.
In my opinion, like I feel you, but my opinion, like in these circumstances, like people's lives matter more than man. And I'm not saying that you're not agreeing with this. You know better than I. People's lives matter more than football. So if people are still dying in a month from now, then there'll be no football. If people are still dying 2 months from now, there won't be no football. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it all depends on what we don't know what's going to happen in a month from now. So like all the legal issues, all the contract issues, my bonus, I need my bonuses, all that stuff. They're going to have to fight it out in courts. But if people are still dying, they cannot play football. Like
But this is what I'm saying. As what you were saying, right? In a month, when the deadline come up for them to be like, okay, let them decide to see if they're going to play the game again, and we're still in the middle of this coronavirus. All they need to do is delay it again, and they just delay it until it gets to a point where everything is safe for people to play. If you make a decision and say, oh, this season is null and void, tell me how are you going to explain to Liverpool, right, who has waited 30 years to win
So
the
you're
Premier
saying,
League?
so at what point do they say, all right, we're gonna wait until April 30th? Okay, we can't open April 30th. Okay, let's wait until September. Okay, it's not gonna wait until. Okay, like how far back do you push it? You can't just keep pushing the thing back. What's gonna happen to the people that are already invested in the 2021 season? What happened to those people? Those guys are gonna start soon too.
Here's the inside scoop.
All right,
Bazzi said inside scoop.
Inside scoop. What may have this is from the folks that I know that live there. That's what's happening, verbatim. They're taking it a lot more seriously than we are in regards to like their people following instructions, staying in the house. Like they're a little bit more on it, like better than us. We're not at the beach. They're not at the beach. You know what I mean? Like going to spring break. Their people not being as reckless. Not saying that all of our people are being reckless, but from the way things are going, the cases in England, I'm not saying for the rest of Europe, but England in particular, it looks like they're going to start play probably around that time, judging by just how things are going, because it's not getting worse. You know what I mean? If anything, it's getting better.
I don't know what.
Can I interject? So the England Prime Minister announced yesterday that he has COVID.
And Prince. What's his name? The Prince.
That means nothing is moving for at least another 14 days, right? So God forbid that something happens to the Prime Minister, right?
Queen Elizabeth has COVID.
According to Liz,
Queen
Elizabeth
and Prince. I think was it Prince Charles? I don't know what his name is. Prince something is locked up in a castle somewhere. That guy has coronavirus.
Let me tell you something. Like Figo, I probably have COVID. You know what I'm saying? So right now, 14 days, nothing not going on. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is like let's say in 14 more days, Pep Guardiola gets COVID, or in 7 days, like next week, he announces he has COVID. He has to wait 14 days before he can go around any people. So the problem is that there's this constant trickle down effect.
A reset. Right? You got to constantly hit that reset button.
Yes. So that's why I think that unless they say, look, we'll pick the season back up in June. Man. We can pick the season back up in June. Like, let's let everybody hurry up and get COVID, and then we'll pick the season back up in June. Then we'll do that.
That might work because
there's no way that they're going to say, okay, in April something, there's going to be football, because right now in 2 weeks, April is in 2 weeks, my brother. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And there's a guy who just got COVID yesterday. A guy just got COVID yesterday.
Today's the 27th, so this week is April.
So, okay, listen. So in June, right? Let's all go for June. Why can't they just finish the season in June? You play 2 games a week.
They can. I think they can.
Yeah. What is wrong? What is wrong with that? How are you going to start a new season?
Bernard, this is the issue that I think that they're having. Because if you think about leagues like, in Sweden and those places, they play throughout the summer. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the MLS, all those guys, they play out through the summer. This is like the summer is when their league starts. It starts around March and it goes to like November. So it's very possible. But the problem with the European guys, what they're trying to stay away from is they're trying to give their guys that rest. They know that rest is efficient. You know what I mean? They're not trying to go and play all through the summer and then kick off right back because it's going to be impossible. So what they're trying to do is find a way that they won't interrupt too much of the next season.
That's another thing too.
Ultimately, I think what's going to happen is they're just going to play throughout the summer and then just kind of move everything back like that until they kind of catch up. Because remember, next year, there's Olympics coming up again. They got to do the Olympics next year. And Copa America, like everything got to happen again. So everything that they cancel, it's not like they cancel it, they reschedule it. You know what I mean? Because remember, the Euros again is next year. So everything has just been rescheduled. Nothing is canceled. So that's why I'm like, they cannot cancel the season. They can't cancel.
Here's the thing. So let's use the NBA as an example. In order for you to be crowned champion, you gotta go to the playoffs, you gotta go to the finals, and then you gotta win the finals. In football, they can just say, you know what? Liverpool had the most points when COVID started. They're the champions. Let's keep it going.
I think that. So for me, I have no problems with that solution. It will happen. Well, it depends because first of all, I kind of know why B doesn't want the season to play. Well, you guys are in 10th place. I don't even know. You guys are in double digits, somewhere down there. I don't know what's going on down in that end of the table. But if you guys end the season now, then you guys are going to be in 10th place. If we end it, like if not we, but if Manchester United ends the season, then we're in 5th place. Man City is going to be out of the Champions League allegedly, so we're going to be going in Champions League. So, and then the other thing is the teams that the league that's like the championship. The championship now, it's basically you're going to have to freeze the entire season, okay, and then push players up, like push teams up and down, like shuffle. Who's going to get relegated? You're going to tell me now.
Okay, like Bernard just said. Like Bernard just said, and that just stuck to me. It's probably going to stick. That's the smartest thing I ever heard that makes all the sense. And not only just Liverpool, but like Em is just saying right now, everybody's going to start suing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because guys who are getting relegated, it's so
teams
many
are going to get relegated. There are teams in the championship that have worked so hard to make it to where they are now and to get their opportunity to get pushed up to the Premier League. And now you're going to be like, all right, never mind. Let's just cancel the entire season. So that's why we're not in that position. But if it was me, I would freeze the season right here and just like wherever the points stop. Like it's completely understandable that yes, we can't. And okay, so there is after we play that. After you say we push it back, we push it back. B. Where's the rest time in between? Like what's
go ahead.
Okay. So 2 things. You see, I'm going to come back to what you talk about the rest time. The first thing, right, is you cannot just stop the season during the middle of it right now. The reason for that is, one, not all the teams play the same amount of games, right? You have Arsenal play less games than, I think that there's like 4 teams that have played less games than everyone else, right? No, I think Aston Villa played 1 less game than everyone else, right? Now, if Aston Villa win that game that they played, they would have been out of the relegation zone. So if you start the season now with them playing 1 less game, that means you're saying they're going to get relegated. That's the first thing, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
What happened to Sheffield, I think Sheffield United, who is
Sheffield United, and they were tight up there.
Yeah, what happened to those teams that's very close to a
Ryan,
European spot? And you understand what I'm saying?
It's called natural disaster. That's what happened to
Yeah,
them.
B, but
Disaster.
Ryan, nobody want to hear that. It's too much money, dog.
Listen,
and
even in the
disaster, and
okay.
then after a natural disaster, people wait until everyone recovers, and guess what people do? Go back to work. Okay?
Yeah. Right.
So all what's gonna happen is we're gonna wait until this thing blow over or until everything is safe, and then we continue the season. Even if that means it takes 2-3 years to get back things to normal, if that means it goes into the schedule of next year's season, or we delay next year's season, that is fine. We can do that. But we cannot not finish this season. I would rather them say, okay, if next year's season should start in the middle of August, put it back to the start of September. So you finish this season and you give the players a little time to rest, and then you to catch back the time, you play 2 games a week rather than you play 1 game a week. You play 2 games a week to help you bring back the time. You know what I'm saying? But
no. I mean, that's a good perspective. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't disagree. But right now we're going to move on to another topic, if that's okay with everybody. So is everybody good? Everybody got their 2 cents in on the COVID?
Well, I got a question on the COVID. What's going to happen to Man City? Now that Man City they're going, considering that they're going to be relegated from Champions League and this whole season debacle, teams in the, what do you call it now? In the off season, I don't even know if there's going to be an off season now, but out of season, that's when you make your transfers, like all of that stuff. There's allegations.
So up, man.
There's allegations, Buzzy, you can't. It's a kid-friendly thing. What is wrong with this guy? So that there are allegations.
Yo, Buzzy, you can curse, G. You can curse.
But hold on. So there are things where
I'm not even
hold on,
listening
Buzzy.
to that guy.
Buzzy, you
The
can
thing
curse,
where
I'm not even listening.
players
Don't listen
like
to that man, G.
teams going out to buy players now. So like Manchester United wants to go out and get Sancho. We're gonna pay 150, 180 million dollars for Sancho, and there are people that are out there that are going through some hard times. You know what I'm saying? So the backlash that you're gonna get from buying players for all that money, isn't that gonna be an issue?
Yeah, but okay, with everything in life, there's gonna be backlash. There's backlash. People right now are backlashing the guys in the NBA because people are complaining that they got the test too early. It doesn't matter what you do, there will be backlash. You can't worry about that. You have to worry about, you see, your product that we're only talking about football. 100%. This product of football that we're talking about, for the purity of the game, you have to finish a season. Simple. If that means that, for example, if a player was on loan and his loan was supposed to end at the end of June, it's simple. You say you make a statement that says, listen, no player can leave until this season is officially finished. It doesn't matter what time your loan is. Then you just move back the transfer window, right? Are you with you? Because listen, the transfer window you see, in England, they made a transfer window 2 months. And everyone wait until the last week before they do the deal. You can make the transfer window a week and you get the same amount of business done, right? People just wait until most transfers come at the start of the season, the start of the transfer window or the end of the transfer window, because people are trying to they're trying to look for a bargain. You understand what I'm saying? So all I need to do is just push back everything, and that is the safest way for everyone. All the money that they're losing right now on TV, they're going to gain it back when they start playing back the games.
But they can't. You can't have no standstill stuff.
Go ahead, Bozzy.
No, I'm saying I 100% agree with B, because it's gonna. Not even just Englishmen, but Europeans are nuts, man. Like, everybody's in a different status. All the clubs, like, there's clubs that are up there. Of course, if the season ends now, Liverpool will be happy. But there's so many clubs that are in disarray that needs this season to finish. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think this virus is going to affect? So, in the most recent years, in the transfer market, China has been a major player. A lot of players still in their prime or close to it have been leaving their clubs and going to China during the transfer window, the transfer market.
That shit is dead.
Do you think that this virus will affect players' decisions to go to China? And do you think this virus will affect players' decisions who are currently in China to leave China?
Absolutely. You know what I think also? That this might be some kind of Illuminati or whatever. But I honestly think those players.
How did that word come into this conversation?
No.
I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to explain
go ahead,
something.
Bobby. Do your thing. Let me hear you. Illuminati.
Listen for a second. Do you realize some of the players that were leaving? Do you realize? But honestly, though, guys, do you realize some of the players that were leaving random, like January? They were just leaving. You know what I mean? And it's like
word. You want to
No, Ryan, don't encourage him. I need names. What you talking about? These players are just leaving.
Okay, so January, all right? The whole thing started. Igalo left China, came to England. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, guys like over there, Yannick Carrasco, he came back to Atletico Madrid. Went all the way to China, came back to Atletico Madrid.
You don't need more.
I can go on, man. But what I'm saying is, doesn't it make sense? But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to think maybe these guys had some kind of idea that, okay, you know, things are getting bad here. Not coronavirus-wise. You know what I mean?
All right, wait. Ev, you want to go first?
I'm lost.
No.
I can't.
No. Listen.
All right.
So remember, the question is, do you think the coronavirus will affect the Chinese buying power in the transfer market?
So that I can answer. I got thrown off. I got thrown off by Bazzi.
You don't have to be thrown up. I'm making a point and you laughing. You're not trying to. Hear what I'm trying to say.
I accept your.
Nobody's going to China. Are you going to go to China? Are you going to go to China after this?
Your response.
Yo,
made me forget the question. Basically,
but because I said it's an Illuminati.
Yes, you threw me out. But in response to Figo's question, I think that it will impact whether or not a player wants to go to China. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not going to impact that much, because right now China is on the tail end of the epidemic. What did they call it? The curve? They're on the tail end of the curve. So they have contained it, and they, for the most part, maybe they have, I don't know, maybe there's information that they're not putting out there, but you know how Asians are. They withhold their information a lot. Well, the Asian countries. But
Asian countries, China is a communist country, them specifically.
You sound crazy.
Japan is not a communist country.
Crazy.
That is true.
Nobody going back to China.
China specifically.
You're good.
Yeah,
we can edit that. We can edit that.
So thanks for that update there, Figo. But I think that it's money, man. Like, if money talks, that's just how it works. So those guys, there's gonna be an impact. Yes, you're gonna think twice before you go over there, but players are still gonna be going over there. Bazzi, it's not like it's only in China. Now you're gonna tell me that it's gonna impact the MLS. Now you're gonna tell me that it's impacting the Italian league. Or the Illuminati are
apparently the thing started in China. Bazzi. What are you saying? You're not making sense. It started in China, apparently.
Bazzi.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you?
Hey, yo.
Do you know how
it's my turn.
Hey, fellas, remember, I'm the host. So when I'm talking, I gotta listen.
Okay, so Bazzi, what I'm saying is that you're telling me, okay, I'm not even talking about what you're saying. China is where the everything started, but that's not it's in America, it's in Italy, it's really hitting hard in Italy, it's in Spain, it's in England. So now you're gonna tell me that all these Italian, like, nobody wants to go to Italy anymore? Is that you're So to me, it's going to be an impact, but it's not going to be something that will make them not want to go to China. You can go.
My point of view. People were skeptical alone to go to China. Okay, it's already a place that society alone is skeptical to go to. For one, one of the reasons why people were going there, upon everything else, is because of the money. You see what I'm saying? So now that this happened the way it happened, niggas are not looking at it like it's being sustained. People are still looking at it like this is the origin of it. A lot of crazy shit goes on here. Fuck that. that money is not worth it. Because prior to, I'm like, this is real shit. What are you talking about? People gonna go there for the money. You know how many when that thing started?
Let B get a turn. Yo, Bozzy, let B get a turn. Yo, B.
Go ahead,
so
B.
B, do you
Ain't
think
nobody going to
that
China, man?
do you think the coronavirus? So they saying the coronavirus started in China. They're saying Chinaman ate a bat. They say Chinaman ate a bat. They're saying Chinaman ate a bat. All right, and it started in China.
But you know what? The funny thing.
So do you think that the coronavirus is going to affect the Chinese buying power in the football transfer market? Let's hear it.
All right. No, all right. The funny thing about that is this misconception that it started in China. We're not 100% sure that it really started in China. That's the first thing, right?
Agreed.
So they already have a bad rap, right? The next thing
is, if it looked like a bat, it smelled like a bat, it's a bat, B.
B, stop playing, man. That joint started in China. Right. Stop playing, dog.
So, well, I'm not going. I don't want to go on record and say that, right? Because I don't know for sure, right? So that's the next thing is when you come out and you say, "Oh, will a player be impacted?" A player is not going to not go to China because of the coronavirus. Because guess what? Will a player go to Italy? Italy is probably one of the worst places affected. You understand what I'm saying? Will he come to America? Come to the MLS? Guess what? America is more affected than New York is more affected than anywhere else.
Hold on, right? B. Tomb Raider in here.
TLC. I got it's quarantine. B, that's B right there.
Yo, Tomb Raider is 6 feet. 6 feet.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Figo, ask her how she's being impacted.
Yo, TR, Tomb Raider in here. How you being impacted by the coronavirus, TR? Yo, you gotta stay 6 feet away from M though. 6 feet.
No, that ain't happening. First of all, second
of all,
coronavirus. I'm unwell. I need to leave this house as soon as possible.
Yeah, the social distancing thing, she's not doing well with it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm caged. I don't like it.
You feel like a caged animal. It's okay though. We all going through the same.
Where's Eddie Kenzo? He's smoking hookah in his room.
Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes. Marvel's not here.
It's his 30th birthday, guys, and he's not even here.
I don't lie. My 35th.
That's good. Out getting corona, man.
He's out there getting diseases and shit.
He found an underground COVID party.
All right, B, what you were saying?
Yeah. All right. Oh well.
I'm saying it's pointless for a player to determine where he's gonna go because he's gonna be like, oh, it's because that's where the coronavirus is everywhere. So a player is not gonna say, I'm not gonna go there because that's where the coronavirus is. But a coronavirus is in Italy, it's in Spain, it's in England.
And USA is the epicenter of the coronavirus right now.
Okay, he's not going to go to China. Where is he going to go?
Okay, let me give my 2 cents on this real quick. I think right now, like immediately, right?
Yeah.
It may affect somebody's decision to go to China, right? A guy who is not necessarily, if you're talking about, let's say, a young footballer. He's not very culturized. His agent comes to him and says, hey, I got an offer for you to go to China. At this very moment, he might be afraid. Because at this very moment, I personally, as a 35-year-old male, I'm afraid that if somebody came to me and was like, yo, I got a job offer for you in China, I would probably, based on these most recent events, turn it down. Just based on the fact that I don't know everything about what's going on. I feel more safe here that I would feel safe in China in terms of like what's going on currently. So I think maybe in like a year or two, you know how it is when we move on to the next thing, people forget, then yeah, of course they would go to China. But I think in this current market, like this upcoming transfer market, I think China may be affected by this virus. I think even on the flip side of it, a club may be able to say to their player like, hey, are you sure you want to leave us and go to China? Like they can use that as a bargaining chip. You see what I'm saying? Like, did you not just see that the virus started? Like, we don't know, right? But if I'm negotiating, did you not just see that the virus just started in China? Are you sure you want to go there? You're within this many.
In China, we have to be careful when we keep on saying that.
I know. But B, China had it first. China had the first reported case.
Right.
So like,
Yeah,
like
but that doesn't mean.
so
all
we
right,
don't know
that
where
means
it
that
started.
it
The
started.
virus could have started. The virus could have started in heaven. Like God could have sent it down from heaven.
Mhm.
We don't know. But in terms of what we are being told, what the common footballer who is going through a transfer window is being told, he is being told the virus started in China. Right? We can get
Okay.
into the
All right.
conspiracy theory. We can get into all this other stuff on another day. But from what
Mhm.
we are all being told, it went through China. It came to other countries. We banned travel. We're all in America right now. We banned travel from what country first? What country did we ban travel from
The
first?
country that had the first reported case.
Which is what? Come on,
Yes.
don't play stupid now. Like now people
No,
don't
you
want to
don't
answer
need to
questions.
ask. You don't need to ask rhetorical
From
questions.
China.
That
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
knows
So
the
like
answer to. Just make your point.
so we banned travel from China. So like we are all being told that it came from China first, right?
You see,
So
we are
as
all being told, or the president went ahead and say, he alluded that it came from
That's
China.
for another
Is it something
podcast.
that we're all being
another
told,
podcast.
or that's what?
Where's Bazzi? Bazzi, you just gonna we have a live recording and you're just gonna go. You gonna poo poo and not. What's
So
going on?
yes. So next question. My question is this. So the season ended. In my opinion, for Man United, I'm not a United fan, as you know.
What I
All things
miss.
Arsenal. You know, but as a Man United fan, the season ended to me for you guys on a good note, or it took a break, not ended. The season
I was about
broke
to say.
on a good note.
Right.
What is your take on Bruno Fernandes?
That guy's the savior. That guy's the one that was supposed to bring us to the promised land. Nobody gets so I give Bruno. Okay, Bruno Fernandes is a great player. Let's just put that in a little bubble. But I believe that players,
Wait.
nobody. I don't know what is B looking for.
Now go ahead.
No,
I'm talking. Don't worry about it.
So
No, I'm just saying. You said great player already.
okay,
It's 4 games.
Okay.
20 players.
B, I was
Okay.
waiting for it.
Yo,
So
let
not
my man.
even-
Yo,
not
B,
even-
my man
okay.
finish.
no, I'm
Yo,
gonna
B,
Let my
respond to
man
that.
finish.
So when
Let
I
my man
say
finish.
great player, it's one of those things where people take words and blow them out of proportion. So
Tell him,
great,
M. Let him
great,
know, M. Let him
great
know, M.
is when I say he's a great player for Manchester United. Like he's a great addition to the team. Like he brought the level of play up significantly. Our counter-attacking style of football, which is unfortunately what we had to play this season. Our counter-attacking style of football is now more effective. We have won, I think 11, not one, but we have not lost like 10 or 11 games like since he's been there. Harry Maguire he's showed leadership qualities, so we have conceded like 2 or 3 goals since he's arrived. So he's brought the level of play up.
So
For,
would you say
in my mind,
he was the missing piece? Would you say he was the missing piece to a puzzle?
he is one of the missing pieces. I've always told people that the team Manchester United are only missing a few key players, and KG used to always make fun of me and say we need 11 new players, but I don't think so because we have a good core there. We have a good core of role players. We just need to have
Yo, B, why you looking like that?
We need to have
Why
a
you
good
looking like
number
that?
9.
Like what?
That's
Yo,
how
B, go ahead, B.
we just have
B,
an
go
ugly
ahead.
face, man. Oh, hold on.
B,
So
go ahead.
we
Go ahead.
always have having Bruno is a good addition to the team, but we're still lacking a striker. Igalo
Yo,
is doing his thing.
in my opinion, Bruno brought some swag. He brought you guys some swag. United was missing swag. All right.
And it's
Bruno-
a piece. That's a piece that we were.
Bruno came to United and Bazzi, the PK. Bruno came to United and did and just off a PK, he uplifted the fans from a penalty kick. The guy took a penalty kick in a different type of way. Like the guy came, he did a run up.
See what
You know what I'm saying?
That
No,
meme that
only
Jules
means-
put, that meme says everything about the Man U fan right
Anytime
here's the thing.
anytime Bruno touched the ball, Man United
Exactly.
fans throw their hat in the air. You know what I'm
Exactly.
You remember
saying?
so
He
this is
brought
how
some
I know that
swag, players
there-
you got.
you-
That
when,
was
when
much needed.
when things are going good, things are going good, and when things are going bad, things are going bad. When Pogba had the same swag taking PKs, right? When he was doing the same thing, his little thing his little run up that he had when he scored. Oh yeah, Pogba is bringing in swag. When he missed, everybody's like, "What the hell? What is Paul Pogba doing? So it all depends on it. It all boils down to if you're gonna score or if you're gonna miss. That's all that comes down to. Bruno is a big piece, but I feel like nobody is. Ole is not getting the credit that he deserves. Like everybody wants Ole out. Yes, I understand, but Ole is not getting the credit I believe that he deserves. He's the one that brought in Harry Maguire. He's the one that brought that stopped the leak on the outside back with Wan-Bissaka. He's the one that tried to bring in Daniel with his speed, and he's the one that brought in Bruno Fernandes. And for some reason, everybody just glosses over that, like, yo, Ole is not the one that's making the change. Like, Bruno's the one that's doing things. Yeah, Ole is the one that brought Bruno in to make the change. You know what I'm saying? Right. So even though Bruno is doing his thing, nobody wants to give Ole credit. So it's like it's a hand in hand. I believe it should go hand in hand. We shouldn't blame Ole only when the times are dark.
Yo, M, hold on. Can y'all still see B?
Yeah.
You look like he's frozen.
He's frozen. Let me add B back.
Dang,
I can see him. Oh no, he is frozen.
I hope this is not going to be recorded because I hope they cut off B's figure. He look. He got an ugly ass look on his face right now.
Yeah, what the fuck happened? Sorry for cursing. I don't even know how to add that.
Ozzy, what is your thoughts, man, on Bruno's the addition of Bruno to the side?
I think honestly, it just shows how much of a disarray Man United is in because you just call the guy a great player. He's decent.
See,
but
that's why I said that you guys normally take. You know, like when people say like I died laughing. Like this, it's just a. He's a great addition to the team. That's just what that was.
No doubt. But again, I think he's a good addition, but I also think that the reason he's shining so well is because you guys were just so bad that anybody.
So he wasn't good before.
You said what?
He wasn't wrecking.
The point I'm making is Bruno Fernandes is just he's just okay. There's nothing extraordinary about him. That's the last thing. He makes you guys extraordinary because you guys are so bad, in my opinion. That guy can go in any team and just be average because he's just look at the quality that he has, right? There's nothing extraordinary about him, is it? Is there anything extraordinary about Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno is not a quality player. He doesn't have.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, is there anything extraordinary about him?
Now I'm worried about the terms that you're using because what is your
because you said this is the thing. You know who's a great player? Kevin De Bruyne is a great player. Those are people you call
Bruno is not KDB.
That's why I say better choice of words because you said the guy's a great player. That's why I said right now.
So in my opinion, Bruno has done some great. It's been a short. We didn't get to see a whole lot of him. We can't call him KDB yet, but he's done some pretty good.
Please don't call him KDB.
Okay,
not even close.
Look at how the guys. He has good vision.
Yeah. Yo, B in here. B, go ahead. Go ahead, B.
Yeah. Well, okay. Sorry about that. My phone, the battery died. I didn't even realize that my phone died. It was dying. But Bruno Fernandes, I think
we understand.
I think he looks good, right? One, he looks good. But a big part of why he looks so good, I wouldn't go and say great, right? I say he looks good so far in the short time that we have seen him. But a big part of why he looks so good is because he is that missing part, that missing piece that Manchester United did not have because there was no Paul Pogba, right? He was that midfielder that is not afraid to
take chances,
control the ball and make a pass. He had that creative spark in him. The other midfielders that they have was just workmanlike. That's why Paul Pogba
or they were too old. United, or they were too old.
That too, and that's why Paul Pogba to Manchester United is so important because he provides something completely different, right? But I also think, which I've told Ryan this a long time ago, that listen, Manchester United is not very far away. Defensively, they are very good.
I'm with you on that.
Right? They have winger. They're just missing one and two. Like, think about it. You have Bruno Fernandes with Paul Pogba, right?
Scott McTominay, we got Fred. Like, we have a decent team.
Those guys are not good enough. Those other guys that you just called
right.
are not
So what I'm saying is we have a decent core. Like, all role players. So those guys are role players.
There you go.
With Paul Pogba, with Bruno, Harry Maguire playing in the back, David De Gea.
You guys are hilarious.
A good number 9. like if we get a good number 9 and then we have Rashford, like those are core. Those are players that you can build a team around.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I know Ryan is a host, but let me ask a question.
Yeah.
What about Jadon Sancho? Where do you think he's going to end up?
United.
I don't know if he comes to United, I think he would be a great addition, but I don't think he would be the solution to our striker problem.
You see, this is why I say something's wrong with you, man. You over there talking about Bruno Fernandes.
Yes.
You guys haven't had a winger in like 10 years.
Okay.
That guy is exactly what you need right now.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
We know.
You need him more than Bruno Fernandes.
We know Man City can't buy nobody, right?
Dude.
Hey,
okay.
now we hearing Coutinho going to Chelsea.
Yes.
Sancho, I just told you that Sancho would be a great addition to our team, but I don't think that he will be the solution to our number 9 problem. I don't understand what.
Well, he's not gonna play 9.
Right, so I don't understand why you blasting me. I'm trying to understand why.
Are you gonna keep Igalo? What are you guys gonna do with Igalo? That's the question.
I don't know if Igalo is the solution either. I do want to keep him.
Hey, man.
Because this is the thing. Igalo is like one of those, like a fighter, like in the box fighter, like a Lukaku or a Diego Costa, or like one of those bulldogs in get the ball across and he's gonna figure it out. You seen those goals that he scored, besides the one that he juggled like 17 times and hit it? There are goals where he's inside the box, like defenders are all over his jersey and he poke it in. Like those are the strikers that we did not have in a Martial. Those are the strikers that we don't have in a Mason Greenwood. Sometimes when we put Marcus up there, he's not that kind of striker. Like he's a striker that uses strictly speed. Igalo is a bulldog. Like I respect his game, but I think we need an addition.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but
so Igalo, the first thing, Igalo is not good enough to be at Manchester United. That's the first thing. He's only there right now because a shortage of bodies.
Yeah.
He's there to be a backup, to make up the number. That's the first thing. The thing with Sancho, right? What he does is, as a winger, he ensures that Manchester United can play Martial or Rashford through the middle. Right.
Yep.
So that means so think about it. What he does, he makes you don't have to go by a striker, because now you have him, Sancho, you have Martial, and you have Rashford as your front three. That's a good front three right there. And then you can still go look at a natural number 9 if you want to. You understand what I'm saying? But he provides balance to that team.
Who? Big time. Sancho.
Right.
And then he's going to give you guys assists and goals.
Wait, so say the top 3 lineup again, B. You said Rashford, Igalo.
No, not Igalo. Igalo is not good enough to be Manchester United.
So I'm saying,
Rashford and Martial? If they have that front 3, that is a dangerous front 3 right there.
What about the boy? What about Haaland? What about Haaland instead of
no.
If Haaland leaves, he's going to what's his name? Is it what's the
Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
This is the thing. I don't think so.
Why would he leave already? Wouldn't he
want
to stay at least 2 seasons there?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just asking.
Well, I don't think he'll go to Real either. The thing
about
we
talking about Bruno. We talking about Bruno Figo. Talking about Bruno.
Yeah. Okay, here's my thing. Bruno is a good player. He fits in right now for Man U because Pogba is not playing and because you guys lack the quality. So when somebody like him comes along, he's going to look out of place. He's going to look like he's extraordinary. But you guys need to make decisions about what are you going to do with Pogba, first of all. You know what I mean? What are you going to do with Igalo? And then, in my opinion, go all in out for Jadon Sancho.
There is no decision to make with Igalo.
So people start thinking. Of course there is, B. They can trigger it and sign him. What are you talking about?
A permanent deal.
They can make it a permanent deal. He has an option.
If Manchester United sign Igalo, anyone who's working there needs to be fired.
But B, listen. B, this is what I'm saying. Okay, if they go out all in, get if they go out all in and get one of the hottest prospects in Europe in Jadon Sancho, and you keep Igalo, nobody gonna look at you like, oh, you guys kept Igalo. Because Igalo is going to be scoring goals. He's going to get his.
Wait, man. Okay, let me ask you something.
You guys are underestimating Igalo.
Tell me.
No, and I'm not saying he's going to be a number one.
Bazi, man, tell me a striker that Igalo is better than that plays at Chelsea.
At Chelsea?
That plays at Chelsea.
At Chelsea.
You haven't.
But I'm not disagreeing with you that Igalo is
at Manchester United. Tell me someone that is better than at Liverpool.
B, listen to me, okay? I had the same conversation with everybody. I said I have no fucking idea how that guy got there. He must have a great agent, and not only that, it's one of those situations where decisions have to be made.
Yeah, Manu was desperate for number 9.
On the contrary to that is he is producing. He's producing. He's doing his part.
Man. No,
he's producing.
He got there because Man United were desperate and they needed a backup player.
No, they didn't need a backup. Yeah, well, yeah. They needed a backup for Rashford.
When Rashford got hurt.
And they needed someone that they don't have to sign permanently, someone that they could get on loan. Igalo wasn't the first choice. There were other players that they were looking at.
No. Of course he wasn't. He wasn't. But B, let me tell you something. If he had scored,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but he's gonna. This is the thing. Like I read it probably like a week ago before this whole thing started. He's thinking about because they're thinking about it. B, he's scoring goals and they're looking at triggering his contract, and he's going to take a pay cut and stays. Not that he's going to be the number one, but they're going to use him because Igalo is pushing 30. He's at that age. He knows that he's not good enough to play for Manchester United. That's the crazy thing. Like he's not walking around saying, "Oh my God, I'm the man." He knows he's not good enough to play for. He knows his role. That's why I'm
confused. So you're telling me Igalo, the player knows that he's not good enough to play for Manchester United. The player himself knows that. But Manchester United is thinking about signing him permanently.
Exactly. That's the crazy thing about how the world is, man. I'm telling you, listen, those guys, the guy has, how many goals he has so far? 5, 6?
I think about 6. Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, but B, you gotta look at it, how the world works. It's a statistic game. Like Igalo came in there to do a job. Okay, his job is to be the backup for Rashford, contributing goals. The games that he plays in, how they use him, he has produced. Every time I've seen him on the field, he produces. He scored great goals in Europa League, and we can say whatever we want to say about that. But he's doing his part.
Listen,
so when the season ends,
when
the season comes to end, what's going to happen is he's going to have an option. You know what I mean? They're going to tell him. In my opinion, they're going to say, hey, look, you had a good season. We're not going to guarantee you're going to be starting, but you're welcome to stay type shit. That's what I think. Again, I'm not looking at it like he's going to be the guy to save United. Well, you want to have some guys like that. And then in the summer, you have to go in for Jadon Sancho. That's what I told Nahom. Nahom's telling me, I said, Nahom, stop talking about Chelsea. Jadon Sancho doesn't need to go to Chelsea.
Wait, I'm still on Igalo. Why would they keep that guy and you have Mason Green and you have Greenwood?
Okay, Bernard, let me ask you this question.
That they could give more game time.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
All right, fellas. Bazzi, last question, I'm going to move on.
Ask a question.
Go ahead.
Then the guy free.
No. I said you ask me a question.
I thought you said you were going to say last question. Oh, no, B, what I was going to ask you is, as a coach, okay, let's say you're a soldier, all right? Mm-hmm. The season ends and you have your meeting with your players, which is what happens in the coaches' meeting, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy, his statistics, the guy scored, let's say he scored 7 goals in 12 appearances or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was how he contributed. And the situation is Marcus Rashford is obviously coming back, and Igalo, knowing who he is, what would you as a coach, if you have the option to keep this player, right? And it's not going to really affect you, meaning money-wise, as in like it's not going to come off you guys' pocket a lot. It's not going to hurt Manchester United a lot to keep Igalo. But it's going to enhance them because there are going to be certain games that you're going to need an Igalo. Why wouldn't you keep him?
Not a Greenwood and not a Marshall. Because
exactly.
Greenwood's game and
with that
Tony
role,
Marshall's game are different.
He's fine with that role. That's what I'm saying. Igalo, knowing he's not good enough, he's fine with that role. He knows right now I'm playing a role for Rashford. He knows when Rashford comes back, if I stay, I'm going to be playing less and less. And he's fine with that. So why wouldn't you as a coach take that? That's what I'm
All
saying.
right. Oh, you want me to answer you?
Yeah.
All right. So first thing, this thing about stats, that's a problem with football. We are so into this numbers thing. The best test of any talent is the eye test. Okay? Me as a coach, using your eyes, you're going to see that Igalo, even if you're using your feet, even if you're blind, the blind man can see that Igalo is not good enough for Manchester United. Okay? So that guy, he's a filler. He's a short-term gap. Just like how Arsenal had David Luiz as a short-term filler gap, because the defender that they were looking for, they couldn't get him at the time. They go get something for short-term. Igalo is supposed to be short-term. If they go ahead and sign that guy permanently, they are dumb. That's a dumb decision. Dumb. And for someone like that, you're gonna have to pay him over $100,000. You can find other backup players that's much better than Igalo. Giroud is better than Igalo by a mile.
How much would you pay? How much would Giroud get though? Like how much would Giroud be on a payroll? If you can buy a Giroud for 10 million, or you can get an Igalo for 200,000, and then that money that you saved by keeping Igalo, you can now invest that money into getting a Sancho. While having Greenwood on the team, like while having Martial on the team, you can just now invest in a Sancho, or what's the name of the guy from West Ham? Is it
Figo? If we had Igalo, we was winning games. We were winning games, bro. Hey, Figo.
Arsenal.
Wait, let me tell you something.
Arsenal style of play wouldn't fit Igalo though.
Let me tell you something. Arsenal, Manchester United. You remember when Manchester United had Danny Welbeck?
Yeah.
Right? Who was the coach that sold Danny Welbeck? The Dutch guy.
Van Gaal.
Van Gaal.
You know what that guy said? That guy said Danny Welbeck is not good enough for Manchester United. So they sold him.
And I agreed at that time.
Igalo is not good enough for Manchester. It's either it's just me, the Manchester United that I know, the quality of the strikers that those guys used to have. Andy Cole, Dwight York, Teddy Sheringham.
We're in a different time. Right now.
Listen, that's all around the field.
So in today's football, right? If we use let's take the team that's number one right now, right? Which is Liverpool. Like their number 9s aren't the guys that we're looking to put the ball in the back of the net. We're looking at Sadio Mane. We're looking at Mohamed Salah. These guys are wing players. So you're talking about a time where number 9s were the guys that you were looking to bang in the goals. But football has changed to where your wide players, your Raheem Sterlings, those guys are banging in the goals for you. You know what I'm saying? Your Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, but you still have quality as a number 9 though.
Right, and then you can have your Roberto Firmino playing up top. He's good quality, but your goals are coming from your wing players. Messi and Ronaldo aren't 9s. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are not 9s. So football has changed in the sense that, in my opinion, where we don't need to focus so much on the guy who's the 9. You got to, like you guys said, you bring in Sancho coming from the wing. Can he give you 20 to 30 goals a season? You see what I'm saying? You bring in Bruno Fernandes. Can he give you 15 assists a season? So it's not so much to me. Like, right, 9s are very – that's why this Holland kid, who also can play out wide, is so special because he can score goals playing through the middle as well. Kid from Dortmund.
Yeah, but they don't. What happened to Harry Kane? They don't need to go that far.
Yeah, Harry Kane is available, but Harry Kane. We've been talking about Harry Kane to United for the past 4 years, four transfer windows now.
Well, he might end up. Well, yeah, that's true. There might always be that possibility, but right now the state that Manchester United is in, if we have a player that can score goals, it's gonna be hard for us to just release that player. Right now we have Marcus Rashford. He was injured, right? So like you said, Igalo is a gap filler for Marcus Rashford. But at the same time, considering based on his performance since he got to Manchester United, it's something for us to consider. Like they might keep him, they might let him go. Either way, for me, I wouldn't be upset. Like, oh, Igalo is still on the 18-man roster. Okay, he scored 7 goals since January. So like what I'm not happy. He's not the best striker in the world, but he scored 7 goals. It's like Manny. It's like having Manny on the team. You know, Manny's unorthodox. Manny doesn't know anything that's going on, but he ends up for some weird reason. The ball ends up in the back of the net. So how can you not want that guy on? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. So that's how I feel
absolutely.
That's how I feel about Igalo. If you can score, look at before Igalo came in, we were we had all these big name players, and we had Tony Marshall was going through his rut. We had Mason Greenwood, who was still young. Who else? Like all these players that we brought in recently in the past 5 years, they're just players that came and went. But if Igalo can stay there and score 10, 15 goals a season as an old man being a backup, yeah, I'm fine. I am completely fine with that. But if he leaves for us to get a better team, for us to get a better player, I am just as fine with that too.
All right. Before you guys move on, because this is just puzzling me. How old is Igalo?
Igalo's he's like 30.
So you're telling me he got a player in the prime of his career is in China.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the prime of his career. He's in China. There's a reason why he's in China at 30.
Yes, because he's not good enough, yeah.
Okay, then how is he playing for one of the top 3 biggest clubs in the world? How is he?
Because they took a chance. They took a chance on him
when Thomas Vermaelen went to Barcelona. You guys brought this up the other day. He was a stopgap. Like he didn't start. He wasn't starting.
Right.
But
hold on. The plan was never to get Igalo permanent. Like there was no plan for us to sign him permanent.
If they were to sign Igalo in the summer transfer window, we could maybe debate on this a little bit longer. But they signed Igalo in January, brother.
They signed him. They signed him the last day of the transfer. No, but fuck Bazzi. The last day of the transfer. The way how we got Igalo, we had him the like hours before the transfer window closed. Marcus Rashford got injured at the time, right? And I think we were trying to sign Robertson, homeboy, the Brazilian kid that plays for Everton. I think we were trying to get that guy. Like so, we had strikers in the pipeline.
Calvin Wilson also.
They all fell through. So. Yeah, now that Marcus Rashford is injured, like we're now desperate. So they threw a lifeline. They got Igalo. His agent woke him up in the middle of the night. Igalo woke up his Chinese manager or whoever those guys were to get the deal go through. After it came through, now the guy starts scoring goals. Right now that the guy starts scoring goals, you have to now reconsider. It might just be another loan. Like okay, we're gonna put you another 6-month loan for 100,000 or something. But the fact that he scores goals, you have to look at it in a different perspective. What if you guys got Igalo, right? What if Aubameyang gets hurt? Lacazette gets hurt. You guys now are desperate for a striker. You guys get Igalo. Igalo is now scoring goals for you guys. Now, yes, at the end of the season, he's not good enough to play for Arsenal, but the guy's scoring goals. So what do you like? If he stays, okay, he stays. But if he goes, okay, he goes. It's one of those players that it's neither here nor there to me.
Let me tell you something. Aaron Ramsey and Theo Walker was at Arsenal for 12 years, and I could tell from day one that he wasn't good enough. You can't.
And he scored goals.
Scoring goals. That doesn't mean my eyes cannot tell me that he's not good enough. Aaron Ramsey scored in FA Cup final more than one occasion, and I can still say it wasn't good enough. I'm not. You can't. I know football. My eyes don't deceive me. I can tell when a player knows how to play midfield. You understand what I'm saying? Igalo, no, what we agree on is that, yes, for the loan and the short-term thing, that is fine, because we all know he was a stopgap. But what Bazzi's talking about, that Man United going to sign him, that's a dumb move. Man United used to have guys like Teddy Sheringham on their bench. Quality.
Ole.
Quality. No, you're going to Igalo.
Them days, but in those days, bro. Let me tell you one thing. We're an hour in. So I'm gonna You know, I'm not gonna be the last one to speak. But I want to give you guys like a point to kind of like conclude. One thing Sir Arsene Wenger always said was there's more players than talent. In those days when Man United had all those players on their bench, Chelsea wasn't a player. Manchester City wasn't a player. Okay? The players, there was maybe a couple players in the game, right? But what happens in the game when you get other players in the game, what happens? What happens in the streets when you get other players in the game?
The talent gets spread out. The talent gets spread out.
Talent gets spread out.
Yeah.
So you got to start, like now we fighting for the youngers. So where I'm trying to get youngers, you trying to get youngers, M trying to get youngers, and another guy's trying to get youngers is different as opposed to when two guys are just trying to get younger. You see what I'm saying? So now the talent is spread out. So it's harder for Man United to go get this guy, and have this guy on the bench because everybody else now has money. You see what I'm saying? The Wolves have money. You see what I'm saying? It's not just when you come to the Premier League, you get $40 million for getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. I can come buy a striker now. You see what I'm saying? So the talent is more spread out as it was back in the day when only two teams had money. You know what I'm saying? Two teams had money. Now, it's guys who weren't players back then is big time players now. In fact, when Sir Alex Ferguson called Manchester United noisy neighbors, when he called them noisy neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Who's noisy neighbors now? Who's the noisy neighbors now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
but
we come from the old school. We come from the old cloth. But the new school they're not seeing things the same way you seeing things, bro. Times the game has changed,
but
bro.
It's very hard to accept when you have a young talent that makes like Greenwood in their team, and you're gonna get Igalo permanently. No, you can because you can. It's more beneficial for the club to give Greenwood that playing time than to try and get Igalo playing, get more games.
Right,
You
but the
understand
team
what
is
I'm
trying to
saying?
finish. The team is trying to finish top 4, and obviously they didn't think that Greenwood was enough. So they had to go and get Igalo. They say, you know what, this might not be enough to take us through to the end of the season.
Well,
That's
we
what
agree on
happened.
that part.
All right. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, we agree on that
You know what
part.
I'm saying?
The question mark just lies on what are they gonna be doing in the future. That's basically what it comes down to.
Time will tell.
We don't know what
But
the future
as a
is
smart
because
club,
the season is gonna be
they brought Igalo in, and has Igalo performed in the short term?
exactly. That's the dilemma.
So, yeah,
Well, according to everybody else, not to be.
Yeah. So in the short term, but that's what it's for. But I mean, I guess they were arguing something different in terms of the long. Bozzy was more saying we sign him in the long term. But fellas, we an hour and 7 minutes in. You know, I'm not trying to cut guys short. If anybody has anything else to bring to the table, bring it to the table. I'm here. You know, but we're an hour and 8 minutes now, and you know we can always reconvene at another time. You know, I think the first Skype went well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make one show. Let's
Go ahead.
Let's shout out the two cheaters. You know, shout out to Chelsea and Manchester City for getting caught cheating. You know what I mean? We have to put that jab in there. We can't leave them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
Word. Financial fair play. It's finally getting their ass.
Figo, man, no more Trulies for the rest of the night.
Yeah, truly. Oh,
all right, brothers. I'm jumping off of here, man.
Yeah. Look for more.
Look for more.
Good work.